Okay, hello and welcome to F2. It seems like we've only got 16 drivers if my eyesight is not failing me. If so, that would be quite disappointing. I guess I understand with the time, but it's about only 15 minutes later, so I'm not too sure why that would be the case. But yeah, it looks like we've only got 16 drivers. What? Why is that? No, P5 would not have been good for Russell. That is no, that would not have been good. That is, I don't agree with that. Only to be behind Max and Albon would have been good for Russell. Anything less than that, personally, I don't believe would have been a good result for him in the Mercedes. Him being P2 is definitely a good result. So yeah, it seems like we've only got 16 drivers here. Yeah, 16. I'm actually going to find out why that is in a bit more detail. So only it looks like only 15 drivers will participate in qualifying today, as Tobias will start from the back, and also Jorginho looks like he's also retired. So that's 14 drivers we have here in qualifying. Hello to the chat and anyone that's in the chat. If you'd like to discuss qualifying, I really would not mind because I didn't watch it. I was in the gym. So it would be good to hear all your thoughts on what happened. All I can see is the results with Bottas pole and Verstappen Russell P2, Verstappen in third. Let's have a look at the map and who's out on track. So a few cars coming out the pit lane and a few cars coming on the pit straight. An Alfa Romeo somewhere. Alex on his annual medium run. So it'll be the first car to set a lap, barring it doesn't get invalidated, that is. And I think it will be a dry race. So I think Alex invalidated his lap in the end. Sorry about my absence. And Snipe Arctic puts in the first lap in qualifying on a 31-0. It'll be interesting to see what strategy everybody decides to go for. There's a McLaren coming across the lines, and he's starting his lap as Westerhouse goes P1 with Tim Matz very, very narrowly going P2 by a few thousandths of a second. McLaren coming into the pit lane of Red Zach, so something must happen in his lap. Ed Zach is coming to finish his first lap, and it's a 32-0, so he'll definitely want to improve on that, as Alex is still going around on his mediums, but his lap is invalidated. I'm going to be honest, I don't know why he wastes his time doing that, but whatever. 129, Julian says. I wonder if we'll see 129s here today. I'm not too sure, maybe towards the end of qualifying. Kadir goes P4 with 31, as Lysa goes just behind him with 31.6. There's a Williams of Tinazeni coming across the line, and he's starting his lap. I believe he invalidated his last one, as Gayeth goes P5. So currently only 7 times on the board. There's a McLaren coming around the final corner, Skylar, and he goes into P8 with the 32.7. So still lap times not as low as I'm sure they'd want them, but obviously still very early in the session. I don't know who else is actually on a lap at this moment in time. Seems like most people are on their way into the pits. Alex is on his way out of the pits now on the soft tyres. Tinezeni's currently on a lap, so I think we'll follow him around. There's a Renault ahead, I think, of Lysa or Flo, and I don't think they're on a lap, so we can watch this. I don't think he's on a lap either. It doesn't look like he's using any ERS. No, he will come around the final corner, and he invalidates, and he spins. Is he out? Nope, he loses his front wing. Fortunately, he does not completely bottle it, as Gareth goes into P3 with 31.0. Yeah, well, not much going on at the moment, as I'm sure you can tell. JG is about to start a lap, as Flo loses the rear in the final sector, so that will be his lap. Oh, but Tinazeni's still yet to set a lap time, as well as Alex, as he invalidates as I go on board in the first sector. That's going to be a problem for a lot of cars, I'm sure, come race time, and when looking at penalties. So that will most likely play a very big part in the result of this race. Sorry if I sound really low. I just finished at the gym. I'm really tired, but it is what it is. Not much action going on here at the moment. Just so many invalidated laps. Okay, 1 second, hold on. Okay, I have returned. Let's hope I've returned to some action and not complete boredom. Still nobody's yet to drop into the 129s. So Edzax is 4 tenths up on his lap. It seems like he'll be the next car across the line, or that will be Sniper. I don't know if he's invalidated though. Yeah. So we'll watch Edzax and see where he ends up. Not very convincing lap times here from the F2 drivers, but still 7 minutes to go in the session as Edzax improves only by 2 tenths and stays in P7. So we'll look to the next. Skylar's about to start his lap. Alex is about to finish his lap, and he goes P3 with a 130.8. There's a Renault driver coming around the final corner. Flo, and he's begun his lap as there was I think it was a tapper that was going sideways. Both Mercedes very close together on the track, with Tim Matz very slightly up. He's looking to go up into P1 onto provisional pole, and he gets it by 2 tenths of a second. 30.6, still nobody in the low 130s here in F2. Westerhoy's go on, there you go, 130.2, so he's 4 tenths up. He's got quite a big gap to the rest of the field, as Kadir is slowing down and I think will begin a lap. There's quite a few cars in the middle sector here with Skylar, who's on a lap. And where will this put him? It doesn't look like a great lap. And he goes P9 with 32.3. Wow. Flo going slowly. Skylar's 3 tenths up. He's trying to put together 2 laps. We'll rejoin him at the end of his lap and see how it is going. Westerhoy's going slow. Tim Matt's going slow. Gaia currently a 10th up. Oh, sugar on my controllers. There's yellow flags in the middle sector. I think somebody's run out of fuel maybe, or there was just a slow car. So we'll look at Guy's middle sector time and see if he can challenge Westerhouse, and he's down by 4 tenths, so you find it hard to improve from here as Skylar's off the track, but Guy for slowing down anyways. So still JG on a lap here, the second Racing Point driver. We'll see where he can put himself. His teammates currently on provisional pole. As he comes across the line and goes slowest in P10. So P10 for JG, he will definitely look to improve on that lap, as Flo is slowing down for the Racing Point driver. Now Tapper will begin the lap, so let's just make sure nobody else is on the lap. Sniper Arctic is somewhere further up the track, so we'll follow him. And he's improved his first sector very slightly. We'll look to see what he can do. As he short shifts out of that turn where traction is very difficult. Will he get a slipstream? I wonder. No, he won't. The Racing Point is too far We'll follow him on board into his final sector. Oh, as he hooks that up fairly nicely. I'm sure this will be an improvement. Yes, he's found 2 temps in the middle sector. Can he find more time and challenge? Oh no, he can't. He's spun out. He's lost the rear, and that is that lap over. So with that in mind, we will go on board with Otapa, who was the next car, as he does a, what's the weather? Apparently I think it's gonna be all dry for the race, so not too much action in that department. So Otapa now coming around. His teammate is currently on the front row of the grid. He'll want to be up there with him. He doesn't invalidate, he keeps it nicely on the track. Oh, very quick, going through the final corner. He's out of BRS. It should be a good lap. 30.6. He goes front row. Oh, not front row, he goes slightly behind his teammate, very slightly. So both Mercedes in position 2 and 3. So a good lap there from Otapa. We'll see who else is on a lap. Lysa is beginning his lap, and Edzax is improved by 4 attempts in the middle sector. Can he keep it though? No, he can't. He's not carrying too much speed through there. He may have lost some time as he comes across the line and does a 31.4. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get to see all of the F3 race. I knew it was raining at the start, but I didn't see what happened at the end, so it'll be good to have a look at that after. And Sniper Arctic retires. So a lot of cars out on track now will be looking to get their final laps in, as Tim Mats improves by 2 attempts in the first sector. So the race for pole position is most definitely on at the moment, and it seems like both Mercedes drivers will be, whether Otapa will get another lap or not, I'm not too sure, but Tim Mats definitely in the race for pole position. There's a few cars coming around the final corner. I'm not too sure whether they're on laps or not at the moment. Oh, as he picks up a small slipstream from Edzax, I wonder if he gained any time from that. We look at his middle sector time, and he's improved very slightly, just by under a tenth. He'll be looking to find a few more in this final sector if he wants to be on pole position here at the Circuit of the Americas. As Otapa will not get another chance for a lap. Tim Mats will be looking to really fly through these final corners. We'll watch it on board. He stays committed. Whether or not he gains time or not, we'll find out. He goes a little bit wide in the final corner, and he's improved by a tenth, but it's not enough. Westerhouse still on provisional pole, and he's invalidated his lap. Alex improves very slightly to stay in P4. Gaev up by 2 tenths, and he's coming around the final sector. There's a McLaren going through the final corner. I believe it's Red Zach. So, and he's not going any faster. So now looks like it's down to Gaev, whether or not he can put himself on the front row, and he goes P3, so he splits the Mercedes. Gaev into the top 3. Kadir has gone very wide, and Flo, I believe, is on a lap just ahead. We'll see what lap time he can put in at the end of quali. He's not got a lap currently, and he goes P8. And Kadir is going slowly, so he's not going to improve. He invalidated his lap. Tinazeni now, the final car on a lap. What can he do? The middle sector was okay. Maybe somewhere in the top 5. We'll have to wait and see. As he comes on the final corner, doesn't get the greatest attraction. He goes P7. So I believe that is qualifying over, as Lysa is on a lap, but he's 21 seconds down. And now we wait for Codemasters to fix up. I want to know if my audio's okay. So if anybody that's watching, could you just let me know if you can hear any like buzzing noise or something? Because basically my controller's charging at the moment, so I'm wondering if it's giving off any noise. But yeah, we've got Westhouse on pole with Tim Mats alongside him on the front row, 2 temps down. So Westhouse with a really good lap there. Guyaf at the end was able to split both Mercedes, putting himself ahead of a tapper with Alex. Okay, thank you very much, Unknown. With Alex in P5, Sniper Arctic P6, Tinazeni 7, Kadir 8, Flo 9, Edzax 10 to round out the top 10. Obviously with Tobias and Wojinho starting at the back. So with the race in mind, it'll be very, very interesting to see what tyres the guys outside the top 10 choose to go for. Myself, I was doing a lot of testing earlier in regards to the tyres because I feel like there's a few ways you can go about things that also carry a lot of risk. So interesting to see how drivers manage that aspect of this race, as it will be completely dry. It will mostly be all done on track and down to pace, and how much you can manage the tires at the end of each stint. So as we wait for the players, hopefully we have no problems, no throwbacks to Russia. Okay, let's have a look at what we have got. And wow, okay, wow. So even only 2 drivers out of 16 have chosen to go with the mediums in the first stint, and those are the 2 drivers at the back of the grid. Besides that, everybody else has chosen to go for the softs, which is very, very interesting. I wonder how this will play out. I'm assuming Tobias will have the pace to stick with the pack, just based on what he's done this season. But that is still very interesting. Hello, Mikulitsi. Okay, the buzzing. Okay, let me check if my battery's alright. It should be able to survive. That's basically my charger. Charging my controller. But yeah, so yeah, Mikulitsi, you are just in time. And I find it very interesting that everybody's chosen to go, well, most people have chosen to go for the softs. I thought there'd be more drivers on mediums, but I guess they believe the softs will hold up just about right. I guess time will tell, and we'll find out very, very soon. Tires, okay, we'll stick with, I'll change it from tires to position change in a moment. No, medium soft is way better. Okay, well, apparently not everybody agrees with you. 4 drivers outside the top 10 decided to go for the softs. I can assume medium soft is a lot better because the mediums on the second stint, well, they're almost dead at the end basically. But I guess we will find out very soon. Oh, without safety car, Virginia will get a lot of positions. Okay, cool. I'll most definitely be looking out for the only 2 drivers on mediums on the whole grid. Let's look for a good camera if we can find one. It doesn't seem like they're going to gift us with such a privilege as of yet. I guess we'll have to go with this for now. Hopefully it switches. Nope, still nothing. Maybe when the lights. Yep, there we go. So we've got 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out. And away we go. And it looks like Tim Max has got a good getaway. And his teammate or Tapper's up the inside. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. And he makes it cleanly down the inside. It looks like there's some contact back in the grid. Some cars going really slowly. So off the start, it looks like Otappa's gained 2 positions. And oh, he's gone a little bit wide though. He's going to cross. Now the Mercedes are side by side. Will they make it through cleanly? They don't want to make contact. Oh, and Otappa almost spins. Oh, they've made contact. And you can see Alex has just had to stay behind. There's some great action going on here. And there's another car down the inside. It's almost 4 wide going through there. And it'll be interesting to see which cars make it down to the end of the straight as Wojinho and Tobias are battling. Oh, and have a look at this. Surely this won't end well. Oh, and both Mercedes are side by side still. Who's going to make it through? You can see Westhouse is clearing out in front whilst these guys are battling for 2nd position. It would be good if they continue to make it clean. And oh, somebody's lost some of their wing. I think it's Otappa. He's gone up the inside of his teammate, but he's got wing damage. Otappa and Tim Max having a great battle, and now Alex gets through as Otappa's got damage. Otappa's going to drop like a stone now. Oh, and Alex is going to go around the outside. Surely not. Oh, they make contact. He goes wide. This is great battling here. Oh, he's still wide. Tim Max really fighting it hard, and he gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. Wow. Wow. Okay, so they're still alongside. Alex is going to have a look around the outside. Tim Max is really squeezing him. Is he going to get a cut back? No, he doesn't. As Gaif gets past Otappa, who's got the wing damage. So fights going on all the way down the field. Sniper Arctic. Oh, surely not. Oh, Otappa and Gaif make contact. And you can see Otappa's really struggling with that wing damage. Oh, and the game's bugging out. Oh, he's so slow. Look at the pack. They're all over him. Otappa really struggling with all of that wing damage he's got. At the moment, you can see there's a trail of cars behind. And Tobias there with the mediums. He's going to have a sniff up the inside. He does, but they make contact. I don't know if he's got damage. And Red Zack, I think that's just going around the outside. This is a crazy start to the race here. Absolutely crazy. And you can see now up ahead, they're really queuing up to get past Otappa. Sniper Arctic goes up the inside, but I think he's too late on the brakes. And they make contact. Flows got damage. Oh, and who's that? That's Otappa's gone round. Otappa's gone round. I think he's lost some of his wing. You can see there's about, I don't know how many cars here, about 8 cars, maybe even more, queuing up here. And you've got Wojinho almost spinning there, McLaren side by side. Oh, and Red Side always held it. Tinazeni almost coming into contact with Skylar as well. Absolutely crazy stuff going on here, as I believe that's Flo comes into the pits. He must have got damage in that frenzy. I think he did get damage, as far as I remember. The leader is 2.7 seconds clear after all the madness that was going on behind him. He's managed to get a good gap out in front, but still. Oh, and you've got Edzat's going up the inside of Kadir. He's lost 2 places. He might lose 3 here, as Tinazeni's looking very interesting up his inside, but that is not the best place to get past. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Skylar's gone wide. I think in the dirty air. Tobias very, very close behind his teammate on those medium tyres. Wow, okay, so what a first 3 laps we had there. Very, very crazy stuff going on. Oh, and he's going to go up the inside. Ooh, when his teammate gives him enough space, he should get the traction out of the corner. And I believe DRS is enabled, so we'll see whether Tobias got the speed. We'll go on board here with Red Zack, and Tobias chooses to go to the right. This is going to be very close between the 2 Williams drivers, and the McLaren chooses to back out of it. And Tobias thinks better of a move, but he's still on the inside for the next corner. Tinazeni looks to hold it around the outside. They're switching places. Is he going to stay up the inside? I believe he will. And he does. Who's going to take the corner? Who will get a better traction? Tobias gets good traction, and they're still side by side, both Williams. And it looks like Tobias has just got the position. And Skylar is going side by side with Kadir, and he's gone off the track. Wow, some great racing going on here. As okay, wow, let's have a look at, yeah, so you see the position changes there. Currently only 2 drivers on the track on the medium tires. Oh no, sorry, a few drivers have pit for mediums. Otapa went for the hards. Starting the race, you can see, was only Jorginho and Tobias on the mediums. Besides that, everybody else is on the soft tires. After some early contact, a few cars have had to make a change to the mediums. We'll see how that affects the outcome of this race later on, and whether or not there are any safety cars. Currently, Gareth is 7 tenths behind Alex, and Westhouse has managed to stretch his lead out in front of 3 seconds, as Tobias looks to go up the inside of Kadir and pick up another place, and it looks like he'll get the job done. Oh, and Jorginho's going side by side with Skylar. I mean, Redzak, sorry, excuse me. They both got DRS, I believe. Yeah, but Jorginho, you can see, he's probably running less wing or using overtake, as Kadir and Tobias are still very close together. And there's yellow flags, and it's Otapa. Oh, what a terrible, terrible race so far for Otapa. He started in the top 4. He's currently dead last on the hard tires. Tires you don't really want to be on around this track, especially at an early stage of the race like this, as they are extremely slow. So it's Tobias currently. Oh, and I believe somebody's coming to the pits. Tinazeni's coming to the box. Lap 5. I wonder if he's thinking to stop twice, or has he got a penalty? It looks like he's got a penalty because there's nobody out there. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. He's pit for medium tires. And still here. Ooh, looking like Tobias was just a little bit out of shape there, but he managed to keep it in check. Gaia still very close behind Alex, and he looks like he's got a bit more ERS than him as well. I wonder if he'll look to make a move here. Yeah, this is very, very nuts unknown, I can tell you that for free. And Tobias has gone up the inside of Edzak's, and he's made the move stick, and I'm assuming he'll get DRS also. He'll look to clear off now and get onto the top 5. Tobias currently in P6 after starting the race on mediums, as Gaia and Alex are going side by side. They're really battling hard now for that final podium position. The gap out front is still currently 2.9 seconds, so not too much going on there. But obviously Tim Max has got a penalty. We'll have a look at what penalty that is exactly. He's got a 5-second time penalty from the start of the race. I think that was an illegal overtake. So that will be served in the pits, unfortunately for him. He won't be able to get that removed. So now currently the driver to watch would be Tobias, who's made his way up into P6 and is only 4.5 seconds off Sniper Arctic on those medium tires. This is currently the closest battle on the grid. Will Gaif go up the inside? And he does. He dives up the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? And Alex has to go wide, and he does. So Gaif up into P2 now. Jorginho still battling hard with Kadir and Redzak. He'll want to start to get past these soft tire runners as soon as possible and stay as close to Tobias as he could. Ooh, and he goes a little bit deep. I wonder if Redzak will smell an opportunity to get past. He doesn't. He's not close enough. A lot of understeer it looks like these guys are experiencing in the dirty air. I can only imagine. As Kadir gets a 3-second time penalty. So I guess we'll watch this battle currently and see how it develops. I'll watch the gaps out in front. So Westhouse has now pulled the gap to 3.7 seconds. His lead is looking very comfortable. As Jorginho is gonna look to make a move on Kadir and maybe Skylar as well. Is he gonna be late off on the brakes? No, he's not. And there's yellow flags and somebody's crashed. It's license retired just at the beginning of the middle sector. Would there be a safety car? There's a virtual safety car. So will the soft tire runners out in front use this as an opportunity to pit? Westerhouse decides not to. Tim Mats also decides against it. I wonder if Gaia will think this is his chance. No. So they're choosing to stay out. They're choosing to stay out on these soft tires. They want to go as long as possible to get to those mediums. So it looks like everybody. Oh no! So Kadir dives into the pits alongside Redzak. Those two soft tire runners. I wonder how long the virtual safety car will stay out for them to gain that advantage. And we'll see who gets. And the virtual safety car is still out at the moment. So, and we're now back racing. So has anybody lost out? Edzak gets a 3-second time penalty. Redzak and Kadir are still in the pit lane. It looks like they're going to come out alongside Tinazeni. They're going to come out side by side. Redzak cuts the corner, but Tinazeni gets through. And Skyler's really struggling. He goes all sideways. Wojinho goes off the track. And I believe this, or it looks like they're both waiting for DRS. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Wojinho's got enough traction to stay ahead. Yeah, Skyler. I think Skyler may be struggling with his tires. Those softs aren't most durable if you can't take care of them. And the gap out front is now 4 seconds. So I need to put my charger in my laptop. Yeah, the gap in front is now 4 seconds. Sniper Arctic, or Redzak and Tinazeni. Redzak, who chose to pit for the soft tires. So he will most definitely be two-stopping. I wonder how much speed he can find in the next 8 laps or so to make this strategy work, because it's not something you'd directly associate with the US Grand Prix. But we'll see how it works out. He's chosen to go for the soft tires. And Sniper Arctic is currently close behind Alex, who I believe looks like he's having some problems with wear. And you can see he's almost drifting around there. Sorry, I need to take a sip of my water. It's been a fairly crazy start to the race. But this looks like it will be the time where Sniper Arctic gets up into P4. Alex goes defensive and he moves back to the right, but Sniper Arctic looks like he should easily get the position. And under braking he does. Alex looks to get the switchback though. He's still attacking Sniper Arctic. Then Sniper goes deep. Will Alex look for the switchback again? No, he doesn't. Yeah, surely he must be, because those soft tires down there, I'm not too sure how much time difference he can make up on the guys that put on the new mediums, especially in the short run. Only a safety car will bring him directly into play. But as you can see here, oh, and Alex dives into the pits, so he'll look to get the undercut on Sniper Arctic, as well as Gaiath coming into the pits. So both drivers that were in the top 4 have come into the pits. Guy putting on the medium tires. Tobias goes up into P4. Alex has put on the hard tires. So this is very, very interesting now. We will see come the last 5 laps of the race where Alex is and what his pace is, because those hard tires don't have much pace early on in the stint. But definitely at the end they'll be in better shape than the mediums. So currently there's quite a lot of gaps on the track. And you can see Timat's got 8 seconds worth of time penalties. So he may well find himself off the podium come the end of the race. I know one of those is 5 seconds actually, so maybe that will be rendered almost invalid. You look there, both drivers that decided to start on the mediums are currently P4 and P6 in Wojinho and Tobias. Tobias, who I believe is currently closing the gap. Oh, and Edzak. How have I missed this? Wojinho gets past Edzak on the soft tires. He seems to be struggling. It looks like a lot of the soft tire runners are struggling. Now the mediums are coming into their own. You can see the gap between Sniper Arctic and Tobias closing very, very slowly every single lap. And now Redzak is on the back of Tinazeni on the soft tires, the new softs that he put on. He's been on those for a lap. And Tim Max comes into the box. We'll watch to see what tires he decides to go to and where he comes out. Obviously, I believe he would have served his 5-second time penalty. He chooses to go with the hard tyres. So that's 2 drivers that have chosen to go for hards, or 3 including Kadir. Otapa obviously has been on the hard since lap 1 after his incidents. Yeah, I'd say I'm quite surprised about the hards. We'll have to see what pace they've got. As there's yellow flags in the final sector, I believe it's Kadir's spun, and I think he's got damage. Maybe quite severe damage there on his front wing. No safety cars necessary. So you can see there quite a few drivers have decided to go for the hards. We'll see what dividends that pays come the end of the race. We'll see whether they can keep up with the guys on the medium. So for example here, the battle for, let's say, P6, there's yellow flags. There's more yellow flags. Something's happened. Gareth has spun. I'm not sure if there was contact there, but Gareth has spun. I wonder if he's got damage. Tim Mats is going slowly, so I'm assuming there may have been contact there between Tim Mats and Gareth. Alex is looking like he wants to get involved now for P7. If a safety car comes out very soon, it could cause big issues for the medium starters. Potentially removing, yeah. If a safety car was to come out very soon, they'd be in trouble because they'd have to put on hards or stay out. If you stay out, you're basically getting rid of the advantage you had, so it'd have to be go to the hards. So calculated risks taken here by a lot of drivers, and Otapa comes in, Gareth comes to the pit, so I assume Gareth did get damage from that battle he had there. As there's 3 cars, Sniper comes out and puts on the hard tyres as well. So not many drivers choosing to go for the mediums here, which in my tests I did anticipate, but at the same time the mediums are a lot faster and Alex goes really deep. Oh, and are they going to make contact? He comes back onto the track and Sniper manages to avoid it, but Tim Mats now is pulled away 2.6 seconds. Yeah, so sorry, as I was saying, yeah, my tests, because I've not actually raced this track 50%, what I did find is that the mediums degrade a lot towards the end of the final stint if you're trying to take them about 20 laps. Oh, and they've made contact. Sniper and Alex have made contact there, but it should still be a fairly easy move. Is he going to go up the inside? No, he chooses not to. I wonder if Alex has got damage. And Edzak's here on he's really stretched out this stint on the soft tires, so you know he's trying to go to the mediums. Yeah, I found if you don't go up to lap 12 on the softs, then putting on the mediums is very risky. You could have 70% tires come the end of the race, and obviously that's puncture territory. You can ask Champ about that. Oh, and Alex goes wide. I wonder if we get a warning as Edzak dives off into the pits finally. He'll look to put on the medium tyres. We'll see how much time he finds from that. Besides that, there's not many battles currently going on the track. Will anybody come out side by side? It doesn't look like so. So at the moment, Sniper's behind Alex, but he's yet to make a move. So this race playing nicely for Westerhouse, who's 5 seconds ahead of Wood Jr., having made his first stop for the mediums. So it looks like it'll be an easy soft medium for him. Yeah, I think the soft medium works depending on how you work your setup and how you drive as well in the race. Otherwise, I think the soft hard is probably the smartest move to make, although it's not as quick. And oh, Sniper sells him the dummy. He goes up the inside. Is he going to go deep though? Alex looks to get the switch back and they make contact. He's going to stay up the inside though, and he goes for it. Sniper opens the door, lets him through. They're still side by side. Sniper's going to go deep. Is Alex going to look for the switch back again? He does, but it looks like Sniper may have got the job done, but no. Alex goes up the inside. He does a Verstappen and he makes it stick. So very aggressive driving there from Alex, but he makes it work. It was a clean move. So these two battling for what is currently a net 4, as I believe Tim Mack still has quite a few penalties. You can only pick lap 9 or lap 10 and make it to the end, and it's still faster. Need to get super unlucky. Yeah. So and they're still fighting here. Alex goes across the corner. Yeah, I think what it is whether you want to take that risk at the end of the race to get a puncture or not, because you will be in that puncture territory come the end, so you will be vulnerable. And Alex really slows down before the apex there of that corner. Is he gonna? Sniper gets a penalty. So quite a few cars here have currently got penalties. Let's have a look. Tim Matt's only with 3 seconds. I think he served the 5 seconds in the pit lane. Westhouse, you can see, he's closing the gap out front to Tobias. So it looks like, unless it's a safety car, the race win may be off the table for Tobias here, who started in P15. And Sniper Arctic is going to look to go to the outside, and he's late on the brakes. Alex, even later, he releases the brakes and comes through the corner, and he keeps the position. So great battling going on here, but as you can see, Alex is low on his ERS. So Sniper Arctic will see that and will probably want to calculate a move. Tobias will get easy second. 7, yeah, he should, because when he comes out on those soft tires, I know he'll be really quick. Tobias is on the rear of Woodgenio, who's dropped back quite considerably. So I wonder if there's a mistake that's been made there. Yeah. The hard tires are really not fast at all. So I can imagine the softs will destroy them at the end. Ooh. These two still going side by side. So it looks like Sniper may be playing games here with Alex in regards to the ERS, because Alex is really, really low in his ERS. Let's get the telemetry up. Alex is really, really low in his ERS, but Sniper's still having 62% in hand, whilst Alex is, well, basically playing with nothing. The gap out front now down to 6.3, and Tim Matt sends it on Woodgenio. Will he look for the switchback? He does, but I believe Tim Matt will have the DRS, but Woodgenio has got considerably a lot more ERS. So a few battles going on here. Tim Matt switches to the inside. Who will be later on the brakes? It's Tim Matt's. Does he go deep? No, the job is done, as Sniper and Alex are still fighting side by side. Alex is up the inside. Arctic's up the inside. Will he get the job done? Oh, when Alex gets the cutback, that's a wonderful move. This is great racing from the two drivers here. An absolutely wonderful move there from Alex to retake his position. Absolutely great stuff, as Westhouse puts in the fastest lap of the race. The gap out front down to 5.3. Unless it's a safety car, it looks like the race win is completely off the table, as Westhouse has really got good pace. Yeah, that was a really, really good move from Alex there. Really good move. As Tobias gets a 3-second time penalty. So I wonder what significance that could hold come the end of the race, and I wonder what shape his tires are in also. Amazing driving, definitely, guys. Great driving there, as Ed Zax gets past Skylar in what looked to be a fairly easy move around the outside. So we'll have a look at Red Zack, Snap Arctic and Alex, who are still battling, but Alex, you can see, has still got no overtake. He's using his ERS every single lap to keep his position. How long can he hang on is the question. We will find out very soon. As you see here, Sniper's got the DRS wide open, and Alex is defending. He's not using his ERS. Alex goes to the right, and he sends the dummy, but Alex does not fall for it. So not too many battles on the track at the moment, apart from this epic battle we've got here. It's been going on for, I think, since they came out of the box, so maybe about 3 or 4 laps. Great stuff. Great racing here in F2 between these two drivers. Alex goes a little bit wide. I'm assuming we would have picked up a warning for that. We'll have another quick look at the penalties to see if there's any updates. So currently all the drivers in the top 8 with penalties have only got 3 seconds so far. So only Westerhouse and Tinazeni the ones without the penalties. Very interesting to see how that continues. And a few drivers that were looking to two-stop, for example, Redzak, we put on the softs on lap 8. He's currently not got too much pace. Otapa gets his first penalty. He's down in P14. I know you guys probably just want me to stay on board with this. To be fair, I do as well. It seems like this is the only major battle we've got going on at the moment. A very tactical one, and still Alex uses his ERS every lap to defend, and still Sniper Arctic does not pull the plug to get past. And Tim Mats is cleared off completely down the track. So I believe all this battling has really slowed them down. Is Sniper Arctic finally going to make the move stick? And Alex wants to defend, but he can't. Is he going to try for a move? Is he going to go for a dive around the outside? He looks to get another switchback. He might not get a traction, but he might look to go up the inside and they make a little bit of contact. But I think everything is okay, and maybe only minor damage for Alex. But if not, then that is Sniper Arctic finally up into P5. But can he get out of the DRS? It seems like they're very closely matched for pace. So as Alex gets a 3-second time penalty, and Sniper, is Alex going to go for the dive? It looks like he's too far back. I don't think he will. No, he doesn't. As Redzak boxes, and he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. Those are the worst type of penalties, honestly, because you commit to the pit lane, you're on the brakes, next thing you know, the top of your screen is red, 5-second time penalty, race over. So that's a 5 seconds for Redzak as he pits for the mediums. As still Alex stays in the DRS zone of Sniper. I wonder if he'll be close enough to make a move. He doesn't have enough ERS. And I wonder if Sniper will regret not using his ERS to get past Alex earlier, because Tim Mats is currently 18, almost 20 seconds up the road. And it doesn't look like Alex has got enough. He's got absolutely no overtake whatsoever. I guess that's a common trend for Alex. I feel like race to race he does use a lot of ERS. You see the line there where the drivers are locking the front right, and here as well. Wojinho, this has really helped Wojinho. He's been able to maintain a good gap and take those tyres even longer. He'll probably be in the pits in the next few laps. He could even box right now. Yeah, there you go. That is a sign to pull the plug, and Tobias also pits. So we'll see where he comes out. Oh, wow. Well, and next side by side is Tim Mats going to battle it hard. Yes, he does. But Tobias is on the softs. Wojinho also on the softs. I believe he served the penalty in the pit lane. Alex and Sniper still going at it. Wow. I'm assuming this will be an easy overtake for Tobias. 15-second gap to P1. Could Tobias possibly win this race? Surely not. Surely not. As Tim Mats goes defensive, he's got no ERS though, and I believe there's a flows coming to the pits. Yeah, surely not. Tobias surely couldn't win this race. Oh, and Tim Mats squeezes him. But it's an easy overtake for Tobias. No, surely not. I know the mediums are still okay, but surely he can't win this race. Yeah, he can't catch that much. No, no way. No way he can catch that much. Plus, Westhouse is a penalty. And he was able, Westhouse, fortunately for him, or not fortunately, well done to him, but as Sniper and Gareth is a 10th behind JG, so we've got a little battle going on here, and one that looks like it could start to flare up a bit. JG's been on those mediums for 15 laps, and all the cars behind are on newer tyres, so it looks like we'll have a battle here for the final points position. What was I going to say? Yeah, even those, oh, and it's an easy overtake for Gaia around the outside, as will JG look to get back past? No, he doesn't. Yeah, what I was going to say was about the battle out in front. Those medium tyres, 6 laps, so you put them on lap 13. Okay, they should be okay, but they will be considerably slower than the softs, especially in the next 6 laps or so. So whether or not Tobias can close the gap and put some pressure on the leader. We'll have to wait and see. The gap's now down to 13.5 seconds as JG comes into the box and pits for a new set of tyres. Otapu's been on those hards for what seems like forever's. Currently in 14, he'll go up into P13. There's a few cars here as Sniper Arctic has finally managed to get Alex out of the DRS. Actually, we'll see right now whether or not he gets DRS. And I don't think he does. No, the DRS is not available for Alex. So Sniper Arctic. Wait, why did I say that Tim Max was 18 seconds ahead of? I think Tim Max may have made an error somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, because. Oh no. 4 seconds, 5.5. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just bugging. 12 seconds now is the gap. So races go so much faster when you're watching them. Yeah, yeah, believe me, they do. So what do we think, chat? We don't think Tobias can win this race, right? Because the gap's now down to 11.7 seconds and he's just on the fastest lap of the race. I know right now he's thinking of that race win. I can tell you that for a fact. Whether or not he has the pace to do so is another question. Jorginho also on the softs. He'll be looking to, it looks like maybe P6 or P5 could be a good position for him, as Alex has found his way back into the DRS zone. What times it? Yeah, I actually want to know what times Westhouse is doing. That's a very good question, so I'm going to check. So Westhouse is in the 35s. 35, 1, 35, 7, 35. And Tobias is what he did at 33. So it depends how long Tobias can keep up those lap times. Because surely if he can keep up those lap times, he will find himself on the back of the race leader at some points. Wow. Oh well, you missed a lot, especially at the start. It was quite crazy stuff. Both Mercedes actually started in the top 4. Only Tim Max finds himself there now as a tapper got damaged. So we'll have to hear from them at the end of the race and what they think. Alex has managed to get back into the DRS zone. Tobias can do it if Westhouse gets a penalty. Yeah, to be fair, Tobias also has a penalty. Oh! As Gareth spins completely by himself. Sebastian Vettel-esque there for the Ferrari driver. 9.4 seconds. Oh my god. Nah, surely not. I fail to believe that Tobias can win from there. No way. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, I wonder how many warnings Westhouse. I don't think I saw any. Oh, he's got 2. So Westhouse, one more. He's probably look to be really cautious right now because one more and he'll have a penalty, and he does not want that. But you see there, Sniper Arctic, 6 seconds as well as Alex. Besides that, nobody within the DRS of another driver currently on track. As Alex gets another time penalty, and that makes his count 9. Also alongside JG, 8.6 seconds. Well, at some point the softs will start to lose a bit of pace, so it's basically a matter of whose tyres go first out of the medium and the softs. I think he's lost a few tenths there. And Tobias is clearly using a lot more ERS. But the gap now 8 seconds. And it looks like, I think Alex gains a lot in the shape because he uses a lot of his ERS. Yeah. Yep, definitely all to play for because now the gap is down to 7.6 seconds. Most definitely all to play for the race win here in USA. We'll have a look at the position changes. You can see that Tobias has made up 13 places after starting on the back row of the grid. Jorginho, who was alongside him in last place, has made up 9 places after starting on the medium tyres. Tapper started in the top 4. He's down in P12 after a miserable start. Sniper Arctic goes a little bit deep. He'll look to get a better exit. Alex maintaining his 5th position, but he's picked up quite a few penalties at the moment, but I'm not too sure how much pressure he has from behind, whether or not it'll affect him. He may lose a place or so. 6.6 seconds the gap now out in front. Tobias is absolutely flying. He's flying in the Williams. 6 laps to go. It'll have to be a second a lap. I'm gonna check the lap times again. What lap times is he doing? He's still in the 133s. Westhouse currently in the 35, so he's taking at least a second and a half per lap. So based on this information, Tobias should catch the leader maybe with about a lap to go. Wow. So we'll see how this ends. We'll watch that gap, but at the moment it's still these two drivers going, Nick and Tom. Morginho looks like he's catching Edzax on those soft tires. I'd like to see what pace Morginho is running at the moment. 34, so he's about a second and a half slower than Tobias. But then again, Tobias is F1 pace, so that makes sense. The gap out in front, 5.3. I know Westhouse is starting to sweat. Surely he's sweating. If it's me, my hands would be so gripped to the controller right now. I would not be blinking, nothing at all. Complete focus, because it's been a great drive from Westhouse so far at the moment. But Tobias is absolutely flying at the moment, and he'll be looking to spoil the party. You can see how much overtake he's using. And now Westhouse has started to use more of his overtake. Morginho on the back of Edzax. So the question is, with 5 laps to go, can Tobias spoil the party out in front? Tim Matz has got a 4.5 second lead, and Morginho looks to go around the outside. Edzax doesn't get the traction he wants, and Morginho is easily passed, and I believe he'll get a double whammy of DRS to pull clear out in front. Westhouse just needs to avoid going off track, and if Tobias catches, then it's he needs to avoid going off the track. But the pressure, I know the pressure is intense right now for him. I can imagine Tinazeni gets past Skylar quite easily down the straight on that 2-stop strategy, which finds himself in P8. I wonder, where did he start? He started in P7. I don't believe he'd catch up to the lead. The gap is 3.4 seconds. So Westhouse is definitely starting to sweat now. He's losing time. Those medium tires are slowly going to start to lose grip. That front left will start to slide more, and he'll believe that he's slowly dropping into the grips of the F2 world champion Tobias here. Can you check if it's warnings for contact? Because if it is, he's safe. I don't think Westhouse has been absolutely nowhere near anybody this entire race. So I know for sure it's not a warning for contact. Those warnings are straight track warnings. So it's a 2.9 second gap. But you can see Tobias has got absolutely no ERS whatsoever. So Tobias is pushing. And if he does win this, I would most definitely have to congratulate him on what is an absolutely incredible victory. But still 4 laps to go. So we won't jump the gun there, but 2.5 second gap. He can now see the leader. He can see him. He's just in front of him there. Oh wow, this is going to be tense stuff at the end of the US Grand Prix here. As now there's a gap of 3.5 seconds between Sniper and Alex. So I believe there was probably a mistake in there somewhere. So now this is the battle that we've got here. Yeah, let's keep the excitement. No, I believe he can. The gap's 2 seconds. Even if he does get past on those tires, he's lapping 1.5 seconds faster. He can get past and get the gap, but we'll have to see. With no ERS, it'll be difficult. Westhouse is definitely feeling the pressure now. The gap's below 2 seconds. 3 laps to go, so even quicker than I predicted. You can see Tobias is flying through the first sector on those soft tires, absolutely flying. He's got the pace, but can he get past is another question. Westhouse on those mediums is definitely beginning to struggle because he's losing so much time. I'll have a quick look at his lap times. He's still in the 52, so he's not even losing time. Tobias is just keeping that. He's staying consistently in the 33s. So wow, 1.3 seconds. Tobias is almost within DRS, but he'll have to harvest some. Oh, they're both finished on DRS. So Westhouse has to keep the gap under 3 seconds. because it looks like Tobias will be quick enough to get yeah, this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy scenes here. 3 laps to go. What can I say? I guess it says it all. I'll do a quick summary. Tobias started in P15 on the medium tyres. He is currently within DRS of the leader Westerhouse with 2 laps now to go, but he has a 3-second time penalty. So the question is, can he get past and pull the gap? If he does, as Michalizzi says, it will definitely be one of the drives of the season, surely. But you can see now he's within DRS. Those soft tyres are just so much better than the mediums at the moment. He's got so much more pace. Westhouses, they're both harvesting that ERS, and Tobias will see that. So it'll be interesting to see how they play the overtaking moves. As Otappa's 3 attempts behind Gaia. Little battle going on there, but at the moment it's all eyes on this, and it's the leaders. He's at some traffic out in front. It's Kadir, I believe, up the road. So I wonder what Tobias is going to have DRS now. They're both using DRS. He's going to defend. Westhouse has led every single lap of this race. Will he relinquish the lead at this point? It doesn't seem like it. Will Tobias to send the move up the inside? And he does. He goes up the inside. Westhouse gives him space, and Tobias gets the move done. But the question is, can he find 3 seconds in the next 2 laps? And based on the pace he's shown, he can. As long as he can keep those tyres in shape in the 133s, you can see he's clearing off. Westhouse needs to hang on to the DRS for dear life if he wants to maintain this race lead for what's been a wonderful drive, and he's led every lap up until now. Tobias coming from the back is now in the lead and 7 tenths out in front. So this is what we watch. We have to watch the gaps. We have to watch the gaps. And I'm going to quickly have a look to see whether Tobias is on the verge of another penalty. And I believe he might be. He got 2 penalties in 1 lap. He may be on the verge of another penalty. So Tobias will be pushing to get out of that DRS. And I know at the moment he's absolutely throwing it around. And it's 1.1 seconds, but there's traffic up ahead. Will this help Westhouse or will it hinder him? Because Tobias goes a little bit wide. He doesn't get a penalty for it though. Westhouse just needs to keep all 4 wheels on the track and he's the race winner. Otherwise, it will be Tobias taking the victory. And will he get DRS? Yes, he does get DRS. And you can see they're both using all their ERS. Surely, as long as Westhouse keeps those tyres on the track, he will win this race with 1 lap to go and Kadir ahead. Oh, crazy stuff here. Tobias really just pushing as much as he possibly can. You see he's blocking the front left. Those soft tyres will now start to die though after 8 laps. They won't have the same grip that they had 3 laps ago. Kadir is ghosting and is ahead. You can see he's really struggling. I wonder if that will distract Tobias at all. Brilliant stuff here we've had today at the Circuit of the Americas. I can't wait to speak to these drivers in the press conference. As you can see, Tobias he just hasn't got the same grip that he had before. He can't get that gap. Westhouse really managing to cling on there. Yeah, it is really hard because of the straights and the DRS. If you can stay in the DRS, then you're more or less alright. Maybe that's what Westhouse's plan was. Don't push the tyres too much and just, when he gets past, stay in the DRS. So at the moment, unless Westhouse makes a mistake or gets a penalty, and I know his hands are jittering right now because he really has to keep all 4 on the track. Unless Tobias can pull an amazing lap out of the bag, it will be Westhouse that will take the victory here for Racing Point. Gaps at 1.3. Both drivers really struggling for fuel. Yeah, the softs, yeah, no. After 9 laps, the softs don't have the same pace. So it was enough to get to him and get past, but to pull a 3-second gap, looks like it was too big of an ask, as there's 2 cars switching places. An easy overtake for Flo. Gap still 1.7. Looks like Tobias has gone a little bit deep. So only a few corners remaining for Westerhouse. Just keep it on the track and you're right. Tobias, I don't believe you'll be able to find 1.5 seconds unless there's a mistake. So as it stands, you can see Tobias is really pushing the limits. Ooh, and Tobias crosses the line in first, but Westhouse takes the victory here at the Circuit of the Americas, and it was a breathtaking drive from both drivers at the front. Oh, and Snipers managed to get to the back of Tim Mats. I'm not sure where this has come from. Gap is just 3 tenths, but obviously Sniper's got a 6-second gap, and he will come across the line to take another podium. Does Tim Mats? Not too many battles going on elsewhere. So guy from Redzak switching places. So this will be a battle to the line as Alex crosses the line, but I believe he had quite a few penalties, so we'll see where he ends up. Edzats crosses the line and is in P7. Tinazeni promoted up to P6 after getting no penalties, I believe. So a good drive from him. Jorginho also, after starting on the back of the grid, up to P5. So good drive there from Jorginho. You see the position change as Gaev, who started in the top 4, ends in P11. Otapa, who had a miserable start to the race, will end in P13. I wonder what will be said in that F2 chat at the end after he broke his wing, I believe, in contact with his teammate. And that is that for what has been an action-packed race, I'd say, for here in F2 in USA, as Tobias, I believe, deservedly gets driver of the day after starting on the back row and finishing P2 or P1 on the track, but with penalties he ends up behind Westerhouse, who had a dominant start and got off out ahead by about 3 seconds in the early laps after the Mercedes boys and everybody else behind was battling. But great drive there from the top 2. I'm sure they'll be happy. Interesting to see a lot of drivers choosing to go for the hards, and those that manage to keep the softs for longer. But let's have a look at the Tobias. No, Tobias didn't win. He won on track, but he had a penalty. So he did it. Oh, I don't know if I said that. Yeah, he won on track, but he had a penalty. Westhouse won. Yeah. You see there, I'll have a quick look at the race director. Let's just get that. Let's just see it. Wow. Oh my god, so many warnings. Yeah. So Westhouse, Tobias, and Tim Mats. Let me invite them to the party. For the press conference, I definitely want to hear from those drivers. I want to know how they were feeling on those last few laps. Yeah, exactly. Those warnings, yeah, more than a lot. That was something else. Yeah, I'd love to hear from the top 3. I want to know how they were feeling in those final laps of that race, which was very tense from my side. So I can only imagine what it was from their side. So I'll look to get them in the party. Tim Mats. And where's Tobias? Oh, he's appearing offline. Tobias. And Tobias has joined. We'll see. Wait and see when the other guys join. But until then, Tobias. Oh, there we go. Tim Mats as well. We'll see if Westhouse joins. Hope so. Okay, so I don't know if Westhouse is gonna join us as of yet. So I'll start with Tim Mats. So Tim Mats, that start of the race was was pretty intense. It looked like you had a battle there with your teammate. Can you tell me what happened from your point of view?
There he is, my guy, my fucking goat.
Oh, he's in. He's in.
Oh, mate, when Tobias passed me, I was like, there's no way that he's going to be able to retain that lead. And when he got past me, I was like, yeah, that's done deal, that's done, Dutch win gone.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was sweating so hard the last 2 laps.
Yeah, but yeah, as I said, yeah, I had a good start. I mean, I had a pretty good start, okay start, but Otapa just had just like a mega start. Yeah, it came out of nowhere, came from behind me like a fucking rocket ship. I was like, huh? So I was really surprised that it was up my inside, and then he got past me in the turn 1, and by the time that we passed the second straight, I don't know what happened. I mean, I was braking, I was braking to avoid someone else. I was braking to avoid Bester, and then like something happened at the back, and I felt the hit, and then it was a tapper, and then yeah. So the reason why I got held in the pits for 5 seconds was because I got an illegal overtake.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And the other 3 seconds are going to be they are going to be oh wait, hold on. They are going to be shit, what is it? They are going to be removed.
Okay.
Because shit, what is it?
What was it? A corner? Was it a track limits?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't see my HUD. I wasn't able to see my HUD.
Okay.
So, I mean, like at the start, I was like, wait, huh? I've got 5 second time penalty. It didn't pop up, so I was like, okay, maybe that's a glitch.
Oh,
and then when
okay.
I got a track, I didn't even know that I had a track limit. And then by the third time I got on to that exact same line, it just gave me a penalty. And I was like, wait, what? So I paused the game, and then the HUD came back to me, and then yeah.
Oh
that was really
wow.
unfortunate.
No, but to be fair, yeah, you had a good race. There wasn't much going on, but where there was much going on was I'll go to Tobias first, and then I'll go to the race winner, Tobias. Wow. That
insane.
Yeah. I think that's one word to describe it. That was insane. I couldn't believe the pace that you had when you came out on the softs. Initially, I said in the stream, I said there's absolutely no way that he catches Westhouse before lap 26. But then when I saw the gap coming down by about 1.5 seconds per lap, it was I was just waiting. I was watching Westhouse's times. Everybody in the chat were all waiting and we were watching. So what was it like from your point of view? I could see that you were pushing it completely. What was it like for you?
Yeah, let's talk about the start first. There was, I think, Lacy or Flow spun, yeah.
Yeah.
So I avoided it around the outside, and yeah, that was alright. And then there was a group of 6 cars or 8 cars battling.
It was about eight cars, yeah.
If podium, that would be insane. And I got through them pretty cleanly, yeah. Was alright. And then I had still good pace and kept up with the other guys, got the gap down, and Westerhouse pitted, and I saw, okay, he's coming to me, he's catching me, and P2 maybe, okay. Then
yeah, that's what I said as well. I said P2s. It looks like it's just gonna be P2. I said it as well, and then
I put the softs on, and the exit or in the entry in turn 1. I wasn't sure if Timmons was so far behind me, and I wouldn't risk it to go deep, so I let some space, and I think that cost me a win.
Yeah, you got the penalty in it, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I also got 2 warnings, and I also saw 1, so that was a bit shit.
That was really, really close, by the way. I was also like, it's like looking at the gap, and I was like, there is a small chance. It's 50-50. It's either me just narrowly getting past him, or it's going to be him just holding it. So I was like, I was just with my heart in my throat. I was like, oh dear God, please let this end well. Because I know that whatever Lewis and Nico were doing in 2015, I know that turn one isn't exactly the place for you to overtake.
Nah, especially out of the pit lane. So what were your soft tyres like at the end of that stint or the last few laps? Because it looked like they lost a bit of the pace.
Lost was alright, I think.
Was right. What were your
60%, but as I put the softs on, the car felt absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I pushed, and they didn't drop off at all.
Okay, they didn't drop off. Okay.
So, and the thing what I was doing, I got the ERS down to 10%, and every turn I pushed it.
Yeah, I could see you were both at one point. You both started using ERS because initially, as now I'll come on to the race winner, Westerhouse. Initially, at one point, you were saving your ERS, and then I believe you started to see Tobias coming through your mirrors. But what was a very, very comfortable first half of the race looked very, very uncomfortable towards the end. Just describe it to me in your own words, how you felt and how you feel about taking the victory.
Yes, the first 3 rounds, the top 3, I think, behind me, 2, 3, and 4 were fighting, so I could drove my own pace.
You got lucky.
Yes, I was very lucky. I was 3 seconds ahead in round 3, I think.
Yeah.
Then I drove the same pace as Tim had, but he chose the wrong strategy.
Yeah.
I did the same strategy as Tobias, and his pace was mega. It was really insane because it went from P15, I think.
Yeah, P15.
Yeah, P15.
Yes, that's insane. But on penalties, yes.
So how were you feeling at the end of the race, the last 6 laps when you saw that he was closing the gap?
Yes, he was closing the gap very fast.
I think about like 1.5 seconds per lap.
Yeah, it was about that. Yeah, about 1.5 seconds. Yeah.
Yes, I was sweating really, really much, and it was insane.
Yeah. I even said in the commentary, I said I'm sure Westhouse is currently sweating very hard right now because that gap was.
Bro, every part of your body must have been thinking like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, because I think Tobias was doing the low 33s and Westhouse was in the low 35s. So it was about 1.5 to 2 seconds per lap. So initially I said surely, I was saying it might catch him on maybe lap 26. But then I thought if I was in that position, I'd start to, because I know you didn't have a penalty either. So really what it was just stay off the curbs, stay out of the lines and don't get a penalty and you should be okay. And you managed to hang on in the DRS at the end so they wouldn't get away. What were your tires like at the end of the race? What were they okay or were they almost finished?
Yeah, they dropped off very fast at the end, but yeah, they were okay.
They managed to hang in, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good stuff then. I'd advise you guys to watch back that race, especially if you didn't see what was going on in the midfield. It was quite crazy, especially in the first few laps. What I believe was a very, very epic race we had here in F2. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week for the final race in Brazil.
Correction, it's the penultimate round.
Penultimate?
It would have been.
Russia!
It would have been the final round. But due to Codemasters and everyone else fucking up, it's going to be the penultimate round.
Yeah, right, okay. Thank you to Tim, that's who corrected me there.
I wasted 18 minutes of my life on the fucking game.
Yeah, that was to be fair, unfortunately I wasn't actually commentating that day, fortunately. But whenever that race will be run, there's 2 races left in F2. Fortunately, hopefully we have some good racing, and hope to see you guys soon.